Okay. One second. So last class we discussed about the expression transformation. So now today we'll go through another important transformation called joiner. Guys who are is not speaking, please go on mute. Yeah, thanks. So today we'll discuss about the joiner transformation. So hope you guys are already aware of the join functionality feature what we have in our SQL, Oracle and all. Okay. So if you are already aware of Oracle joins, so we have different types of joins in Oracle, like left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, and inner joins. Okay. So left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, and inner join. So these are the different types of joins we have in our SQL. Okay. If you want to, so basically when we go for a join functionality, if I want to join two sources in SQL, in Oracle, it will be if I want to join two tables, I'll go for this join based on some condition if I want to join the two tables. And we have these different types of joins. So when I try to join two tables, one table will be considered as left table and one table will be considered as right table. Okay. So in SQL, if I want to join two tables, one of the table will be considered as left and one of the table will be considered as right. So, and if I see the left outer join, what it does. So if I want to join two tables based on left outer join, then it will include all the records from the left table. So whatever records are there in the left table will be considered and only the matching record from the right table. So whenever I want to join any tables, two tables, I will have a join condition based on the columns which I feel are the same or equal in both the tables. I'll consider those two columns as my join conditions. So based on the join condition, this join based on my join condition and the type of join I am using, I'll get the output. If it's a left outer join, all the records from the left table will be taken and only the matching records based on my join condition from the right table will be taken. Okay, that is left outer join. So if you are joining any table, this will be the syntax: select star from any table, left outer join table on join condition. So if I want to check, so I have two tables here. Select star from employee. Okay, employee is one table. Which has the employee details. So another table is my department table. Even this table will come up in your Scott schema. Okay. So the employee table has employee details, department table has this department number, department name, and department location. So, and if you are aware of primary and foreign key reference, here the department number in my employee table, okay, the department number in my employee table is a foreign key reference to the department number of the department table. That means any record I insert to the employee table. So in any of that record, the department number value, whatever I am specifying, should be available in the department number of my department table. Then only the record will be allowed to insert in the employee table. That is the foreign key reference we have. So if I want to join these two tables, okay, in my SQL, so I can use any of this join types, left outer join, right outer join. Again, it depends on the requirement which join I want to use. So for example, if I say
Hello.
yeah, I'm writing the query. One
Okay.
second. Okay, this is a simple query we normally write to join any two tables. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is here, I'm trying to get the employee number from the employee table and employee name from the employee table, then the department number. With that, I'm also trying to get the department name and the department location from the department table. Few fields I'm trying to get it from employee and few fields I'm trying to get it from department. So in order to do that, I need to add a join condition based on what condition it can get. So I know that all the department numbers in employee table are equal to the department table department number. So on that I am joining. So this will be my join condition here. So if I run this query, so I will get all the employees also with their department details. This is how I can join. Okay, this is how I can join. This is a simple join based on the condition. So same like I can use any of these join conditions here, like left outer join and right outer join and all. I can say, so now if you observe here the difference between the two, earlier and this one. Mm. So this is my normal method of joining any two tables based on my condition in my where clause. So if you see here, so total how many records we had in our employee table. So we have total 15 records. Out of those 15 records, I got output with this join condition only 14. Why? Because the record, last record employee 1111, this record was discarded in my joiner because department number was null, which was not able to match with any department number in my department table. Okay, so in my department table I have values for department is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So it gave me only 14 records. But when I join it with my left outer join, if I use a left outer join and join, here my left table is employee and my right table is department. So what the definition of left outer join? It will select all the records from my employee table, from the left table. So it selected all the records, including this ABC, where there was no match for the department number. Since I'm using a left outer join, all the records from the left hand side table is taken and only the matching records. Wherever there was matching records in the right side table, that is my department table, those records are taken. Since there was no match for this particular record, it is populated with null values. So this is my left outer, where all records from the left table will be taken and only the matching records from right. If I change it to right, if I change it to right outer join, now what happens, all the records from the department table will be taken, that is from the right table, and only the matching records from employee. So this will go now. If I run it, so I can see ABC is not there now. One second. Okay, I have given it wrongly. I will take, or let me show this first. Employee. Okay, now I'm using the left outer join only. Now I change my left hand side to department and right hand side table to employee. So now if you see, it gives me 16 records here, where all the records from the employee table are discarded. So I have to change this also here, the paths. Maybe we'll show it this way, it will be more easy for you to understand. Okay, so if you see now, ABC, where is it? Which is this? Yeah, correct. Okay, so now if you see, the employee number with 1111 is not coming. Why? Here, if what it is saying, left outer join, so it will select all the records from the left table, that is my department table. All these 5 records will be selected, and for these 5 records, wherever I have a match on the department number in the employee table, only those records will be picked. So that's why if you see here, now the record count has increased from, so 16, the total record count is here 16 now, and I don't see a employee with 1111, that is not there. Again, there is a here also, if you see, there is a department with department number 50, and we don't have any records with any employees belonging to this department. That's why when I still, that record is taken in my output. So there is a record with department ABC and XYZ, but its employee number, employee name, everything is null. Wherever there is no match, it will display you null. Okay, this is left outer join. Similarly, if I want to use a right outer join now on this, now again it will give me the previous result, 14 records. So it will take for 15 records. It will take all the records from my employee table and matching records from my department table. Okay, that is my right and left outer joins. So left outer join includes all records from left table and matching records from right table. Right outer join includes all records from right table and matching records from left table. Next, we have something called as full outer join. Here it will select all matching records from left and right tables and then extra records from both left and right. That means it will select irrespective of the match, it will select all the records. If I use a full outer join, first it will select the matching record from my left table, then matching record from right table, and unmatched records also will be selected. So with this, I will get the employee with null department number record also, and the department with 50 department number also. So for these two records we don't have match, still both will be there in my output if I run this. So the record count is 17 now. If you see, department number with which was with the null value is also there. And if you see, this is the record where department employee number is ABC and department number was null. Even this record is coming from the employee table, and also this record where we had the department 50. So all records will be selected. Similarly, last we have the inner join, which will select only the matching records. If I use this inner join now, it will give me the 14 records. This inner join is, it will give me only the 14 records. Is inner join is similar to the query what I have written here. This query and inner joins are both same. Okay, I can either write the inner join like this, or I can write this one, and I can use any join conditions, as many join conditions I want, using the logical operators. And then if you want to restrict the records for your join, here you can add your where clause, where only restricted records if you want to take for some particular job description, or any, you want to restrict the records for your join, you can use this where clause at the end. So these are the keywords we have, like inner join, left outer join, right outer join, and the on is the keyword on which, on what condition you are joining those two tables. And then in the where clause you can add your records which you really want to be joined. Okay, you can restrict your records. So this is a brief idea about the joins what we have in Oracle. Similarly, we have a joiner transformation to achieve the same functionality in Informatica. Before going to that, if I see the limitations with the Oracle joins, what limitations I have is, we cannot join heterogeneous sources. With my Oracle joins, I can't join the heterogeneous sources. When I say heterogeneous sources, for example, if my one of the table, if I want to join two sources, assume like this department and employee only I want to join. Assume department is a file, or department is a table, and employee data is in a file. Then I can't join these two in my using my Oracle. I can't join a two sources. One is from data, one is from table, and one is from a file. So if I want to join, what I have to do? First, I have to load that employee data in a file to one table. Then I can join it. But directly I can't do it. So we cannot join a table with a file. And if two tables are from different database, then also I can't use a join. For example, if my employee table is in this Oracle database, and my another table is in some other database, either Oracle or any MySQL server, some other database, but not in the same, then I can't use this join transformation, joiner functionality. So these are the two cases or restrictions with my Oracle join, where I can't join the heterogeneous sources. But these restrictions can be overcome using the joiner transformation in my Informatica. Okay. Apart from the basic functionality, what we can do, we can also achieve the restrictions what we have with the Oracle join using my Informatica join transformation. So we can see how it works. So what I'll do is, I'll use a fresh mapping now. So we will try to join this source employee table and the what we will try to join the employee table and the department table using my in my Informatica. Okay. So first I will take these two tables. So what we try to do is, one second. So we'll try to join this employee table and department table. So if you see in my employee table, I don't have the details of the department name and location. I have only the department number. So using this department number, we will join the department table and try to get the department name and location also for the employee records. And then we will load it to our target table. Okay, this is my target table. So what we'll do is we'll try to add two more columns here, or I will edit these columns. Okay, to load the department name and location of the department. And these two details we will be getting from the department table. Okay, so let me rename these columns to hold those values. Okay, so I have altered my table. So we can start with our coding now. So since my target has been changed, I can re-import it or I can rename it directly here. Whatever you find easy, you can do it. So I'll just rename it. If you want, you can re-import the table also. Okay, so my target is in sync with my database target table. So, and I know I need to use two sources. One is the employee table and the one is the department table. Let me check whether we have both those tables in our Informatica. So if you see, I have only the employee table here. So let me re-import let me import the department table also, since it's not there. So I'll say go to source analyzer. So I'll import from database, select Oracle DB. I'll give the database credentials. Okay, this is my source table. I'll select it. So I have my source now. Okay, this is just your workspace. If you want, you can clear it, but still your sources will be here. Whenever you want to use any source, you can drag and drop to your source analyzer. You can drag and drop as many sources you want. Okay, and double click on the sources and edit it. And if you see here, it is showing me a link here. Can you see? So it is showing me a link. This is the foreign key reference what we have. Since I imported the tables from the database itself, even the foreign key reference whatever was there, even that is imported in my Informatica. So the department number of employee table is a foreign key reference to the department number of department table. This link is shown here. Okay, so I have my source and targets ready now. So I'll go to my mapping. So I'll use my source, that is employee table and department table. So like this, we can use as many sources we want in our mapping. There is no limitation like I can extract the data from only one source. Like this, I can use as many sources I want. Now I am using 2 sources. Okay. So arrange all. What happened? Okay, some loading. What happened? Okay. Okay. So here also, if you see that link, I can see in my mappings also. This will give you an idea that these 2 tables are parent and child tables. There is a foreign key reference. So now, before using my joiner transformation, I want to achieve the same join, SQL join in my Informatica. So I won't use the joiner transformation. We'll try to use our SQL joins, whatever we saw till now, and try to join these 2 tables. For that, what I'll do is I will delete the source qualifier of one of these 2 sources. I want to join these 2 sources now. So what I'll do, I'll just delete the department source qualifier. I'll select it, I'll delete, I'll click on delete button and I'll say yes. Now I will select all the ports from my source definition of my department source and I will move it to my source qualifier of the employee. So now if you see the employee source qualifier, it has ports, that is columns from both employee table ports and also the department source ports. Both sources columns are available in my one source qualifier only now. So if you see the department number which I am linked from my department table is changed to department number 1, that is because there was already a port with department number. So in any transformations in Informatica, I can't have 2 ports with the same name. So it just appended with 1. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll take my target.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Sandesh.
Yeah. Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me. I can
Yeah,
hear you.
why we are deleting one? You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. I got your question. Why we are deleting? Because I will show you why I deleted. I want everything in all the ports in one source qualifier so that I can write my query. Okay, you'll get to know.
No,
Let
but
me come. You'll get to know once
that's
I complete this. Okay, you'll understand.
okay.
So I'll take my target table where I want to load the data to my mapping. So if you see the department name, department location, all are there. So I will link my ports. I linked all the employee ports which are which since they had the same position and name, I selected and linked it. So this department name and department location. So department number from department table, I won't link it since I have already linked the department number. So this department name, I will link it to my department name of target and location to this location. Okay. So we will see what happens. I'm just doing this. Okay, done. I will save my mapping. It's valid. Now if I go to my source qualifier properties section and try to generate the SQL. So this is the SQL it has generated. So if you see, this SQL is nothing but the SQL I wrote here earlier. Okay, I changed. we wrote something like this, where, right? We wrote something like this to join this employee and department table. If I compare this query with the query which is generated from my source qualifier transformation, it's same. Select employee number, employee name, job. So whatever ports I have linked, from my source qualifier to target, all those ports are selected in my, are present in my select query. Okay, all these ports, since I also selected the department name and department location, they are taken from the department table here. How it will understand it is it has these two columns should be taken from department table, because I linked these two columns from my what, department source. So I have linked these two columns from my department source definition. So when, that's why it has generated in my query the department dot department name and department dot department location. So now coming to Jay, your question. So why I deleted one of the source qualifier and moved all the ports into one source qualifier? Because I want to use my SQL query, SQL join functionality, okay, without using my join transformation. If I have two source qualifiers, in one source qualifier employee table data will be there, in one qualifier source qualifier department data will be there. So how can I join it without using join transformation? I can't join it, right? If I want to join two tables using in the SQL method, so this is the way. So you take both tables port into either one of the source qualifier. I have taken from department to employee, vice versa you can do. If you have both the table ports in one source qualifier, then you can generate this SQL. How this SQL is generated? It is generated based on the ports I linked from this source qualifier to the target. If we divide this SQL, how, if we try to understand how it got generated automatically. So all these things, all the columns what we have in our select, okay, these columns, all these columns are selected based on the what, ports I linked from my source qualifier to target or to the next level of my transformation. Whichever ports are linked from the source qualifier to the next level, they will be selected in your select statement. Then from employee department, how these tables are taken, how these two tables are taken, because I am linking this source qualifier is built from two source definition, one from employee, one from department. So it took both. Then how this where condition came automatically, how it added this where condition, because it added this where condition because on the Informatica level also it can see that there is a foreign key reference. Based on this foreign key reference, it added me the where condition also. Clear? Now if I want to edit this, so this is the query which Informatica generated. So in case if you feel you want to add more additional conditions or where clause and all, you can go and edit it. It's same like your source qualifier. So here you can say where you want to restrict the records, other like department dot department number equals to some 10 only, or any where conditions if you want you can add. So basically you can alter your query, okay. Or if you don't want to use this and you want to use any left outer join or right outer join queries, that also you can go and edit it. So you can write as much complex joiner query you want to write in that SQL query if you are good in. Manoj, you can start recording. Ashwath also, Shashi also. Guys, can you start the recording? Ashwath started, Ashwin, Bhupan done. Who else? Manoj and Shashi. Okay. I think Ashwath and Manoj has to start. Fine. Just start the recordings. Okay, we'll start. Yeah, please go on mute if you're not speaking. Okay. So what I was saying is, if you want to use any of your left outer join, right outer join queries also, you're allowed to do here. I can use this also, and I can validate whether it or not. Okay, no errors detected. That means I can use any of my join types in this SQL query. I can edit it as I want. Okay, so there is no restriction. So like this, I can use my source qualifier only and join two tables. Okay, if I take this, I'll say okay, apply. I'll save it. I'll go to my workflow manager. I'll refresh my mapping. Okay, so my target table, if I see here, so my target table, it has department name and location now null. So let me run my workflow. So it took 14 records and all 14 records are loaded based on the condition what I have in my SQL query. So with this, it has joined two tables and got the department name and department location from the department table. So like this, I can use joiner functionality in my Informatica without using join transformation. Okay. So if I had not used both the source definition ports in one source qualifier, I could have not generated this. I could have not generated this select query with both the things. That's why I deleted the source qualifier from one of the table and I linked both the ports into one source definition. So what basically your source qualifiers do if you use the source qualifier? So now if I go and try to generate any SQL here, it will not be able to generate because it says cannot generate query because there are no valid fields projected from the source qualifier. When I project some fields or some ports from the source qualifier to next level of my mapping. So if I have assume like I had a mapping here, one more. So if I project the ports, as many ports I project here, okay, those many ports will be selected in my query. So since I need to select the ports from both the tables and I want to apply some join condition. So what I did, I took both those tables ports into one source qualifier. Okay. Otherwise, I can't use this joiner. I can't join two tables.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandesh. Okay, for a joining condition, we need one qualifier, right? Hello. Suppose I
Yes.
want to
Yes.
do some inner join, outer join, left, right, full outer join. So I need only one qualifier,
Yes.
whether it will be employee or department table.
Any table. Any table. It
Any
can be
table.
any table. So take
But
both those table ports into one source qualifier and write your join query.
Mhm. Okay, both the table we have to put into one qualifier.
Correct. Then only you will be able to get both those table ports, right? So that you can write your join condition where the table number 1 dot column 1 equals to table number 2 dot column 2. If you want to write that and validate it, those two tables ports should be at the one place. That's why we are doing this.
Okay, that we are putting into one place. Okay,
So,
that's fine.
or if let me tell you one more thing, like assume this was my source qualifier, okay, employee source qualifier. So I'll just
Okay.
take one dummy. This is just a dummy flow. So if I link everything here, okay, it has generated me the ports. If I see here generate SQL, it has selected all the ports from my employee table. Now assume like I want to join here in this. So if I take this query and paste there, this query where I have both the ports from both the tables is of no errors. Okay, if I take the same query and paste it here, so when I say validate, it throws error. Query should return exactly 11 fields to match projected field. That error is still fine. Otherwise, I will say like, okay, this much I'll copy. Generate SQL. Yeah. Okay, I'm adding the where condition now. Let me take this. Sorry. Generate SQL. Validate. So now it says no errors detected, but when I run it, from where will it get the ports here? There is no department. This is the department number of employee table, okay, but where is the department number of department table? That I don't have it here. Okay, if I create also, if I create one more port with department number something, syntax wise it is correct, but it is not getting any data. So I will make it department number 1. So this SQL query syntax wise it is correct. Why it is, if you see, though I don't have the department number linked here, why it is still saying me validate? Because valid query means when I say valid, what it does, it will just connect to the database and try to run this query. So when it tries to run this query, syntax wise it is correct. So it says no errors detected. When I run it, department number will be null. So none of the records will match. So it won't give any result. If I add a department number port also here, if I add a department number port, so somewhere I should link this port so that it data flows into this department number. How can you link it? Again, you have to create a source definition uh, source, and from there you can link it. That's why this is the way we can join two tables without using the joiner transformation. I mean. Okay.
No. Okay. Without using the joiner transformation, if you want to join the two table, we need to put the data into one qualifier.
Yes.
Right. Okay. While putting the data into one qualifier, after that, which table we are joining?
Which table you have joined?
Uh-huh.
These are the two tables, right? We are joining now. What we joined?
Okay. Employee and
Oh,
department we are joining. So
Yeah,
suppose we want to
your query is
join a
joining that
query.
only, right? What
Yeah,
is your
I
query
know.
doing here? Huh.
Yeah. So the SQL EMP will be my qualifier for this query, right?
Sorry. Can you come again?
That source SQL EMP, the qualifier will be this query, the result of this query.
Result of this query is what we are seeing in the table that we are loading into a table, right? This one.
Yeah. Yes, we're loading data into a table using this condition. So
Correct.
that will be my qualifier.
In your source qualifier, you are writing your query. Okay.
Okay.
Based on that query, whatever records are fetched from these two sources, based on this join condition, whatever you are written or query, whatever written, so it will extract the data. It will what it will do. This query, whatever is there here, it will be fired to the database. Whatever columns it gives, those column record, whatever records it gives, those records will be loaded to my target.
Okay.
Correct? Right? So this is the query.
No, no, okay.
This query will be fired to the database when this workflow runs. This is my query, which I took from my source qualifier. So it is giving me this output. So these records will be taken from those two tables. So from here, so the result output of this source qualifier will be this, and this data I am linking it to a target. So this records will be taken and loaded to my target table. How it will be loaded since I have linked it.
Okay.
Okay. Clear? Is
Can
it
you
clear?
show me the map? Yeah, it's clear now, but can you show me the mapping or design part of this?
This is one. This is
Okay,
the one.
this. Okay, we are taking employee table, then we are taking a department table. Right, we are clubbing both the table into our SQL EMP. Right.
Yes.
Okay, but before clubbing the data into SQL EMP, we are picking one qualifier. So, is it a like why we are selecting the qualifier? Why we are not selecting direct table? Is it? I mean,
See,
my question is related to anything which is performance related issues. My question is
my
that only.
thing is, have you gone through that source qualifier video? How we use, why we use source qualifier? What is the difference between source definition and source qualifier? If you know that, your question answer for your question is there only. So whenever I use a source, I will get two instances. One is my source definition, one is my source qualifier.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you use any source in your mapping, it will give me two instances like this. One is source qualifier, one is
Okay.
source definition. So I'm what source definition will be exactly the same what you have, the structure will be exactly the same what you have created the sources. In your mapping level, you can't edit it. But source qualifier is
Okay.
something which you can edit it. Okay, you can add ports or change the data types of the ports. That is the first thing. And from source definition to source qualifier, the ports will be data types of the ports will be changed. If you see department number is here number, but department number in source qualifier is decimal. That means source definition will hold the data types of the Oracle data types. But when I link it to the source qualifier, the ports data types will be changed to Informatica native data type. I don't have a number data type in Informatica. So numbers will be converted to decimal, varchar will be converted to string. So data types will be converted to native data type, Informatica native data type. Okay.
Okay.
So this too will come whenever you add a source. It's not like I'm explicitly adding it two times. Whenever you use
Okay.
a source, These two will be coming.
Okay, fine. But while joining, which qualifier we have to pick?
I just told you, right? Source definition, you can't edit anything. So if you want to make any changes, add your query, anything, you will be doing it in your source qualifier. This SQ stands for
Okay,
source
so if I
qualifier.
take a source qualifier of department, okay, but
Okay.
we do a joining between two qualifier, like employee qualifier and department source qualifier, right? I mean,
Oh,
after processing the data into a source and department qualifier, we apply the joining condition in these two qualifier only.
see how your things work is, I want to extract the data from the any source means if it is a table, how your Informatica will extract the data based on the query, whatever is generated here. So Informatica can't go directly to a database, get the data and process it. So in order to get the data or do something, any operation on the database level, it will be through the queries. Okay. So Informatica, if you are not aware of query, if you just link the ports here from source qualifier to any target or something, based on that things, it will only generate the queries for you. It will make your things easy. If you are not good in SQL, Informatica tool is generating the query here in your source qualifier.
Okay.
Okay. Since I took all the two tables data into one source qualifier and linked both the tables ports into the target, Informatica itself is generated this query. I am not writing this. Did I write this query here? No, right? I just said generate SQL. As soon as I say generate SQL, this query is generated. If I delete and say generate SQL, it is generated. Informatica is generating the query. How it is generating the query? Based on the properties I have set, based on the ports I have in the source qualifier, and based on the ports I have projected from the source qualifier to my target.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Okay, coming back. So this is a normal way of joining any tables in Informatica without using a join transformation. Again, in case if one of the source is a flat file, I can't join it because on flat file I can't run a SQL query. Okay, so this feature I can use it only when if those two tables, if both of my sources are tables and both of the sources are tables, also they are from the same database. The same restriction what I have on my SQL joins, the same restrictions what I have on my SQL joins holds good on this join functionality what I have created. This is nothing but the same SQL thing what I am trying to do in my Informatica. Okay, now if we proceed further and try to see how we can join two heterogeneous sources, okay, in Informatica, then we can go further. So at the initial stage only, again, while extracting the data from the sources itself, if you want to join and get the data, you can use this method. Okay, but at the somewhere after applying some business logic, after extracting the data, applying some business logic, then I have to apply this join condition. Still I can't use this. I have to extract the data from department table, employee table separately, like we used to do it till now, then apply our business logic, then use a joiner transformation, which I will be showing you, and get the join functionality done. If I want to do it at the initial stage while extracting the data from the table itself, if my requirement holds good for that, I can use this. For that, again, both the sources should be the tables and they should be not from a different database. They should be from the same database. Now, we'll consider one example. So the same thing now, what we'll try to do is we will try to join the employee data which is in a flat file. So this is my employee data now. So which is in my flat file. Okay, this data I'll try to join with the department table data. So we have a department table, and then we will generate the same result what we generated now. So now my case is one is flat file and one is one is flat file and one is a table. So I can't use the earlier method. So what I'll do, so let me take my both the sources. This is my employee data source, which is a file. Okay, and I have one more source, that is a department, which is a table. So now I want to link both of this. If I try to do the same thing what I did earlier, like taking this ports from uh, source definition to this one. So I deleted this earlier. So if I delete this, the same thing I did earlier. Now if I go to my source qualifier, I can't write my query because see, I can't do it anything here because this source qualifier is a flat file. I can't execute a query on my flat file. So my condition doesn't holds good. Or if I want to do it the other way, like if I take the flat file employee data, department data here, so if you think like since my department is a table, I can run my queries right in this department. So if I try to delete this source qualifier, take all the columns from this source qualifier to department. Okay, let me use some target. It's a auto link by name. Where is it? Department name and location, I will link it. Now if I generate the SQL here, can you see, is it this generate SQL is not coming for me? Why? Because again I can't write a SQL here. Though my source qualifier was a table, department table, since I linked the ports of a flat file to this source qualifier, as soon as I linked one port, if you link a single port from a flat file, so this will be converted as a flat file wala source qualifier. None of these functions which I can execute on a table level will be disabled here also. So now that means whatever join thing, whatever I was trying to do till now, without using a join transformation, I can't join these two heterogeneous sources. That is clear. Okay. So now if I want to join them, so I don't have any other choice. We have to use a joiner transformation. So let's see how to use it. So one source is flat file, employee data. Department is a table. Okay, I have two sources now. One is flat file and one is table. So I'll say I'll take a target now. This is my target table. So I want to club the data from these two and send it to my target. So what I'll do, join means I'll use a joiner transformation. I'll go to transformation, create. I'll click joiner. Naming convention is JNR underscore. Any meaningful name you can give. I'll say join on department number something. Done. So this joiner won't have any default ports. So first I'll take all the ports from any one of the qualifier, whichever qualifier you want, you can take it. So I'm just taking it from one port, one source qualifier, and I will send it to joiner. So here, if you see in my joiner transformation, I have input port, output port, and one extra port called yum. If I take my cursor there, it says master. Master if checked, otherwise detail. And also it says master in bracket it is small and detail in bracket it is large. So we'll see what it is. So I have taken the ports from one of the source, that is my employee flat file. I want to join the employee flat file data with the join department table. So I'll take all the ports or required ports from my table also and move it to this joiner. What I'll do is, if you want to move it at the end, what you can do, you can see this scroll button at the joiner or any transformation if you want. So you can select your ports and drop the ports there on that scroll. So those ports will be added at the end then. So now this joiner has data from two sources. One is from a flat file employee data and one is from a department data. So it's not necessary that it should be a flat file and department only. If I want to join two tables also, if this source was a table also, same thing holds good. Okay, nothing changed. Now I'll go to my joiner again. I'll double click. Now if you see the M port, which was saying master if checked. So for one of the source ports, it is checked automatically. In this case, the department ports, department number, dname, location, these three ports are coming from department. All these three ports are checked as master here. And the ports which are coming from employee flat file are not checked. This port is not checked. That means, as this definition says, master if checked, whichever ports are checked, that source will be considered as master. Whichever source ports are not checked, those will be considered as detail. That means, like in Oracle join, we had left table, right table. In my Informatica, naming convention is this: master and detail. If we are trying to join two tables or two sources, one of the source will be considered as master, one of the source will be considered as detail. So which source you want to make it master or detail depends on the M port which is enabled for it. If I want to make the ports coming from employee table as master, I can select any one of the ports randomly from the employee table for this master. Then all the ports from that source will be selected master. Now the ports coming from department is considered as detail. Okay, so you can select whichever source as master or whichever source as detail, but again, always it is always better to use, out of the two sources, which source you feel will have less number of data, such sources you should mark as master. This will improve your performance, because whatever source you are marking taking as a master, cache will be created for that source in Informatica. When I say cache, temporary data storage. Okay, so it is always advised to select a source as master in joiner which will have less records compared to the other source. Okay, so I know in my department I have only 5 records. Employees, today it might be 14, tomorrow it might be 100. So department will still be less, so I'll select my department as a master. This is done. So I'm selecting which one to be a left table or right table if I go with the SQL syntax. So I selected one as master and detail. Next thing is, I want to add a condition on which these two sources will be joined. For this, I have this condition tab. Here I'll click on this button, add a new condition. Here it will list down all the ports which are there in your master on the left hand side, and the right hand side it will list down all the ports you have in your detail source. You can select your ports on which you want to join. So my join condition is on department number. So I am trying to join the department number with employee department number. And if you see operator in joiner, we have only equal operator. Okay. So joiner has only the equal operator. Maybe I can hide it. It's not there in the image. Okay, let me save it first. Only equal operator. So we can't use any other operators like greater than, less than to join. Okay, we can use only the equal operator here in joiner transformation. Okay, join condition is done. Then what type of join it should be? Like we have in SQL, we have left outer join, right outer join, inner join, full outer join, like that. In Informatica joiner also, we have 4 types of joins. If I go to properties section, there is something called as join type. So these are the 4 joins: normal join, master outer join, detail outer join, full outer join. Okay, normal join is equal to your inner join. Full outer join is same like your, here also we have full outer join. Master outer join, detail outer join is like your left outer join and right outer join. So we'll see the definition. Normal join, if you see here, select only matching records from master and detail. So based on your match condition, only the matching records will be taken. Master outer join, it select all records from detail. Okay, if I select master outer join, it will select all records from detail and only the matching records from master. If I say detail outer join, it will select all records from master and matching records from detail. Full outer join means select all records from master and detail also. So these are the 4 joins we have in joiner transformation. So I'll select any one of that based on my requirement. I can select. Right now I'll just show you normal join. I've selected normal join here. I'll say apply. I'll say okay. Done. So this is how my joiner configurations will be. Now I'll link the ports from my joiner to my target. Department number is already linked from my table, so I won't link it. The other ports I'll link it. Save, arrange all iconic, done. So I'm trying to combine 2 sources in my joiner and sending it as a on target to target. The output of joiner is sent to target. So I'll save my mapping. I'll go to my workflow. I'll refresh my workflow mapping. So since my one of the source is a flat file, I'll give the path. Target is a table, so I'll just truncate the data before load so that we'll get the fresh data. Done. Save, start the workflow. So we had 21 records in my flat file, 5 records in my department. I have told what kind of join it is, normal join. So normal join means wherever there is a match, only matched records will be taken. All my employees, those 21 records employees are all having the departments which are present in my department table 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Either of these departments are only the employees belong, so everything is matched. So these 21 records are loaded into my target table. If I go and check, so all are loaded here with department name and department location. I got it from the department table. So what the normal join does, it select only the matching records. Let us take one record which is unmatched. For example, I'll take Alan here. I will give his department number as 60 instead of 30. Okay, so this department number is not existing in the department table. So there is an employee whose department number is not matching with the department number of department table. So we are trying to match the records in my joiner transformation based on department number. So now if I run it, that particular record will be discarded. So 21 records came from employee table. In that, one record was not having a correct department, matching department number. So that record got discarded. Other 20 records are loaded. So if I go and check, I won't be having the record with Alan. Okay, this is what normal join. If my condition says, though there are no match, still load all the records from the employee source. If that is the condition. If my condition is you are, so right now what I did, I had 21 records in my source, employee records, but I loaded only 20 matching records. If the requirement says whether there is a match or not, if there is a match, take the department name and location also and load it. If there is no match, still you load those employee details at least. Don't discard it. As of now, I discarded. So then based on that requirement, I can change the joiner condition. Instead of normal join, I can say, since my employee ports are marked as detail here, M is not enabled, so it is detail. If I want to get all the records from my detail, I have to select master outer join. So what the master outer join does here, it selects all the records from detail and matching records from master. So I select the master outer join. Okay, I'll say apply. I will say okay. Let me close my file. I'll refresh my mapping and rerun. Now if you see, 21 records are loaded. All the records from the detail source are loaded. See, even record employee with department 60 is loaded, but is department name and location are null since there was no match. For all the other records, we have got the department name and location. So based on your condition, you will apply your join type. Like that, you can use detail outer join and full outer join also. Okay, so based on my requirement, I can select my join, either of these four: inner join, normal join, master outer join, detail outer join, and full outer join. So what I want you guys to do is, as an assignment, so actually Informatica has a very good documentation. Whenever you open any transformations or tab, you will see this help section. Okay, I'll just click on this help section. It will open me the Informatica documentation on each of the transformation. If you want to get any more details and all, you can refer this documentation for each property what we have in our transformations. Everything will be explained here. Okay, so in this joiner transformation, if I go further, defining a join condition, so it will explain you how to work everything. So defining the join type, we have a section called defining the join type. So where they have explained the same thing, normal join, all the four types of joins. What I want, they have taken two examples. Okay, you can take these two sources as a file or a table, whatever you are convenient with. You can create a sample table, or you can add these records into a flat file and use these two sources and try to implement all the types of joins we have. Okay, normal join, master outer join, detail outer join, full outer join. So this is the table here. First table, first source is having a parts ID, description and size. Okay, then the second table is having part ID to description and color. Okay, so based on the part ID, they are trying to join these two tables or sources. Okay, so you join on these two sources on this column, and try to use the different types of joints and see the output. They have already explained you the output, the same thing what I explained. But if you are not much aware of joints and all, do this as an exercise, so you will get to know how the joints work. Okay. And so all the 4 types of joints, you can try it out. For each run, you just change the joint type from normal, detail outer joint, master outer joint, full outer joint, and try to see the result. Move it to some target table or again a target flat file and see the result. So the same thing what I have explained here. So this will be an assignment for you. So use the same data set here what we have and try to practice the all the 4 kinds of joints. Okay. So coming back, so these are the 4 types of joints we have here in Informatica. So based on your requirement, you will select the type of joints you want. Next, joint transformation features. Okay, joint transformation features. At any point of time, I can join only 2 sources. So what does that mean? At any point of time, I can join only 2 sources means in this joiner transformation, at any point of time, I can try to join only 2 sources. If there are 3 tables or 3 heterogeneous sources to be joined, I can't join all those 3 sources in one single join. Okay, at any point of time I can join only 2 sources, and those sources which I am joining, they can be heterogeneous sources. That means I can join a table and a file data. I can join tables from different database also. I can join 2 tables, 2 flat files, all combinations. But restriction is I can join max 2 sources only. Then assume I have a case where I want to join 3 sources data. Then thing is, if you want to join n sources, we need n minus 1 joiner transformations. That means if I want to join 3 sources, I need to use 2 join transformation. If I want to join 5 sources, I need to use 4 join transformations. Okay, this we will see. So assume this was the case. Okay, so right now I have joined 2 sources, one flat file data and one table data. Assume there was one more source. Just for example, I'll just take the one dummy source again, employee table data. So consider this was one more source. Okay, this was also supposed to be joined. Then in my joiner transformation, I will not be able to link the ports from this source also. Let me show it. Arrange all. This is my new source. If I try to link, see, I tried to link a port from the third source to the joiner. Though the port got created, but the link is not happening. That means I can't join 3 sources in a joiner transformation, because the 2 sources I can mark one as master and one as detail, which will be, there is no other option, third option for the third source. So at any point of time, I can join only 2 sources only. Now assume I want to join this data also. So then what I can do? So there is no other option. So I'll just remove the thing here to the target. I'll take another joiner transformation. Okay. First, I'll take the output of the first joiner to this joiner transformation. Then the ports from the third source to this second joiner. Then the output of this, I will map it to my target. So here I will again give the conditions. Whatever the condition is, that condition I give, and whatever the join type you want to use, you'll use it. So like this, you can join n number of sources using the joiner transformation. So at any point of time, if I want to join n sources, I need n minus 1 joiner transformations. Okay. Again, this thing they will ask you in interviews also. So if you want to join n sources, how many join transformations you
Hello. Hello.
need?
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Please tell me how can we can join more than two sources? As you told me, like n minus one joiner condition will be there. So can you? I mean, what will be a combination? Can we join two tables plus one flat file and two flat file plus one table? Kind of any kind of combination will be there.
Any combination you want. It depends on your requirement. Informatica allows you any
Because
combination. You can join a table with a flat file with two flat files. You can join two tables. You can join one table, one flat file. You can join two tables from different database. You can join. Any combination is allowed in Informatica. But first, which two
no, no.
tables you want? First,
What I'm asking to if suppose if the tables joining tables will be more than two, then in
Mhm.
that case, what will be a combination of joining?
That will be based on your requirement, right? How you want to join. So whether first which two tables you want to join, and the output of that you want to join with the third source. That always depends on your requirement. How you want to get the data. Based on that, you will choose which are the so out of three, which are the first two sources I want to join. Output of that you will be joining with the third. That depends on your requirement. It is not fixed. Based on your how you want to get the output, and based on the requirement, you will be deciding that when you do the coding.
Okay.
Okay. So but this is how you can join it. Now again, if you want to join one more source, one more joiner transformation you will create, and that you will link this second joiner output and the fourth source ports. You will take it to the third joiner transformation and use your join. Okay. So that is about this. To join n sources, we need n minus 1 join transformation. Joiner types we discussed. Ports we discussed. So we have input port, output port, and master detail port. Again, input and output ports are same thing. If you are unchecking any output port, then that particular port you can't move it to the next level of your mapping. Here we can't use any variable ports or something. Okay. Coming back, last topic here is about the performance thing. So what are the best practices I can follow in my genre transformation, which will help me in performance? First thing is, mark the source with less data as the master. Mark source with less data as master, because joiner transformation will create cache for master data. So it is always good practice for you. Whenever you use a joiner transformation, make sure out of the two sources which you feel will be with less records, mark such source as a master one, because those records will be captured in Informatica. Second, good practices for performance, sorted input. That is, in your joiner properties section, we have a in my joiners properties section, we have a sorted input. So if you guys remember, we have the same functionality in our aggregator transformation also. So if you are passing a sorted data to this joiner, then enable this property. So it is always advised that before the joiner, you use a sorter. For example, this is my joiner transformation, right? Which is joining employee data with department. So what is always advised is before this joiner, use a sorter. Yes, sorter. Same thing what we have discussed during aggregator. Okay, same functionality. Sorting on employee data. Same one more sorter I'll take. I'll just use select this Control C, Control V. Instead of recreating it, I just did Control C, Control V, and I will rename it as sorting on department something. Okay. So first what I'll do, I'll take all the ports from my employee flat file source to the sorter. So in joiner, I am joining based on the department number. So on which ports I am joining, on the same port, I will do a sorting here in the sorter. So I'm doing a sorting on department number. Then I'll take the ports from my department to another sorter. Here also I'll sort by department number. Then, so what will be the output of this sorters? This will be sorted data now. Whatever I am getting from this sorter EMP will be sorted records of employees. Whatever I'm getting from sorted department will be sorted records of department. This sorted data, I will pass it to my joiner transformation. Okay. So with this, then what else? Employee numbers. Okay. So since now I am passing sorted data to the joiner, I can enable this property sorted input. If you are passing sorted data to a joiner, you can enable this sorted input. In this way, it will improve your performance. Okay. So what happens? So condition is you need to sort on those ports only on which you are joining here. I was joining on department numbers. So in both the sorters, I sorted on the department number. Since I'm passing sorted input to the joiner, I've enabled this sorted input property. So how this will tremendously improve the performance if you are working with huge data. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
So this just hold on. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you tell me, please? For how we can do a sorting here, what kind of data? Data value we are passing for a sorting. How we can do a sorting? Can you tell me, please?
Sorter. Have you gone through the sorter transformation earlier in the videos what I have shared? I've gone through the sorter transformation. I've seen how it works.
No, I have not checked. I don't check all those videos.
You have to check it, right? Then how can you follow the things? That's why I'm sharing with you. You have to go through the videos. Otherwise, you will not.
Okay.
Fine. See, second, that's fine. You know, sorting means what sorter does actually. On a general note, sorting means you know what it is.
Your voice is breaking. Yeah, I know the sorting. How we can do a sorting? It's fine,
Okay.
but we have to apply some column, right, or table.
So
which based on that the sorting mechanism. Hello.
Yeah, I understood your question. Not on table, but based on column, we do the sorting. So you know how we do sorting in SQL? We use order by class, order by If I want to sort the records based on employee number, I'll say order by employee number. Okay. Then all the records will be sorted based on the employee number. It will be, by default, it will be ascending, smallest to largest. First record will be the smallest employee number record, then the next one, then. So it is sorted in, if I use this query, records will be sorted in on based on employee number in ascending order. If I want to sort the records in descending order, I'll use the keyword DESC, stands for descending. So now if you see, records are sorted in descending order. Okay, this is what sorting in SQL. Same functionality, I can achieve it in sorter. So if I want to sort the data on department number, I will select that port as a key. Like I said here, order by employee number, it is sorting on employee number. If I want to sort on employee number only, I'll select that employee number as a key. On what direction I want to sort, ascending or descending, I can select here. That's it. If you want to sort on multiple columns, you can select as many columns you want. Like if I want to select here employee number, then department number, I'll pass those columns comma separated like that. I can select multiple ports here for key. So all those ports will be considered for sorting the records. This is the sorter transformation. Okay. Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So what I'm saying, if we are able to send that sorted data to the joiner, it will improve the performance. We have discussed this when we discussed about aggregator also. In aggregator also we have this sorted input property. So there also we said if we pass the sorted data to aggregator, it will improve the performance. Why? Because so we have seen how it works internally. So I'll explain it once again. So assume like we have the source records in this fashion. So we'll end up with this another 10 minutes maybe. So I have assume like I have source records, employee E1 with department 40, employee E2 with department 10, employee E3 with department 30, employee E4 with department 40, something like this, employee E5 department 10. Assume I have a records in my source in this fashion. Okay, this is my source data. Okay, and that was my first source. Assume this is my department, another source where I have records like 10 departments with different like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, even here I can say something like records are not in a sorted fashion. I want to I'm showing like they are not in sorted. Okay, so these are the two sources. If I am trying to join these two sources using my joiner transformation here. Okay, if this is my joiner, I am joining based on what? Department number, this 10, 20, 40, whatever we have in both of this. So what happens if I have not used this sorted input? If I have not used this sorted input, then what the joiner transformation will do is until all the records from both these sources, until all these records in my first source, I have some 5 records. So until all the records are loaded into this joiner transformation, it won't perform the joining. It will wait for all the records from both sources are loaded. Once all the records are loaded, then only it will perform the joining transformation. It will wait till all the records are loaded. In case if I am dealing with billion of records, until all those records are loaded, joiner will not perform anything. So this will degrade my performance. So best practice is, if we use a sorter transformation here, after the source, if I use a sorter and sort the records on department number, in this sorter, if I sort on department number, what will be the output of my sorter? It will be something like this: 2 to 10, 8, 3, 30. So output of the sorter will be like this. The records are sorted based on department number if I have set the ascending. So here records will be sorted like this: 20, 30, 40, 50. So if I am, so now I am passing a sorted data to the joiner. So I will enable the sorted input property in my joiner. I will enable sorted input property. So earlier when I told you it will wait for all the records to come to the joiner, because once the records are there, it will sort the records internally in the joiner, then it will apply the join condition. When I say sorted input, so the first record from the source will come here, that is 10. From this, then the second record will come, then the third record will come here. So first record department join condition was department, sorry, first record, sorry, first record department number was 10, second record department number was 10, third record department number was 30. Then from here also the records will be flowing. So assume these two records are came here now. The first department record was 10 came, then the two. So once this set is there, what joiner will do? Joiner now knows that. So here what happened? It sees a difference in the department number. The third record and the second record department number is changing. Since I have told it's a sorted input, what joiner will think? Okay, we are done with all the employee records with department 10. There are no more employee records with department 10. That conclusion it will go for, because I am sending a sorted data. After 30, there can't be any again 10, because it's a sorted data. Then here also, since it checks there is a difference in department number, it will go for conclusion that all department records with department 10 is done. So I have a group of records for department 10. There are no more records with department 10. So it will go and apply the join condition. It won't wait till other records are loaded. Okay. Then again, when it gets the second group records, it will apply the join condition on that group. Like this, joiner, as and when it gets one particular group records, it will perform the join. It won't wait till all the records are loaded to the joiner transformation, then do a sorting and all. That's why it will improve your performance. If you are working with huge data, this is always a good practice to have a sort the data and send it to joiner, and in your joiner transformation enable this property, sorted input. When I enable this property, joiner thinks that whatever data it is getting is a sorted data. So again, it won't try to sort it. Same thing applies for your aggregator transformation also. Okay, so this will be your best practice. As many transformation joiners you use, again here I know the output of this joiner is a sorted one because I have passed the sorted input. This source qualifier, if you feel it is not in a sorted, so again use one more sorter here, then pass it to joiner, and in this joiner also you make it as sorted input. Okay, like this it will improve your performance. This is for especially for the performance purpose, we have to go follow these two things. One is mark less record wala source with as master and pass the sorted data to the joiner transformation. Okay, so this is about the joiner transformation. So if you go through this image, it covers all the important features about the joiner, and I have explained you the all business case scenarios where how we can use this joiner. So only thing you have to do is you have to do that assignment, try to use all the 4 types of joins and see how it works. Okay, that will be an assignment for you. So that's it. I'm done for today. If you guys have any doubts here, let me know. We can discuss.
Hello.
Yeah.
I have a doubt. Like, what will be a case-sensitive string comparison while we do a joining?
Oh, okay. It's just on like, where is it? Where is the case sensitive? We have only null ordering in master, whether you want to give preference to the null values or not. So I think you saw the case sensitive here. Okay, we'll go there. Here, the things which I left out are not much important. Caches, anyway, I have told you I'll cover it separately. Okay, null ordering in master and detail means whether you want to give null, treat nulls as highest values or lowest values. Based on your requirement, again, you can select this, but always it will be low highest values only, or a low, again it will depends on your requirement. Yes, 1 second. And coming back to your question, case sensitive, right? That will be in your sorter, not in joiner. This one, yeah. If it is enabled, in case if you are sorting on a string column, okay. If you are sorting on a string column, if I have enabled case sensitive, if there are records with ABC, 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 okay. So if I have enabled case sensitive, so it will order in this fashion. If I have not enabled case sensitive, then it might order in this fashion also. All 3 records will be considered same. If case sensitive means based on the case, whether capital letters or small letters, it will order. Okay, that is when you use a string ports as your key ports in your sorter. Okay, any other queries?
Okay. One more thing. There is in a transformation there is 2 type: active and connected. Which one is active? Which one is connected? How we can identify?
Where you saw it, this one? Sorry, can you come back?
Yeah. In a joiner transformation type, there is 2 types out there. One is active. Second one is connected. So how we will identify which one is active, presently active now, and which one is just connected to there?
Where is it? Where you saw? Where is it?
Actually, I have a question. I have I read out somewhere. Then I come to know there is like active and connected transformation. Transformation are there in a joiner. In a joiner. So my
Not in a
question came to
joiner.
my mind.
It's in a lookup. We have connected lookup, unconnected lookup. and we have joiner transformation types, active and passive. So we have already discussed about this. So in next class we will again go through this active and passive transformation, and we will try to segregate the other transformations what we have discussed in our previous classes. Jay, this is the topic which we have discussed. Maybe in next class we will spend some 5-10 minutes. I'll tell you what is active and passive. In case if you don't go through the video, we'll discuss it. Okay. So
Okay.
and joiner, there is nothing like connected, unconnected. Joiner is only one type where we can connect only. There is one more transformation called lookup, which can be used as connected, unconnected, and all. We'll see that. Okay. So any
Okay.
other doubts, guys? Let me know. We have another 4 minutes.
Sandesh,
Yeah.
I have a doubt, like, but not regarding this, but some other, like, in my project today only first
Hmm?
something happened. Something they're discussing about parameter file name. It
Yes,
is
those are, we will be discussing them going
what
forward.
is actually some basic.
Parameter file is like we pass the data to the our workflows through those files instead of hard coding. So for example, where is it? This is department number. So assume like I have added a query here where condition where in just one example where department number equals to 10. Okay, this is kind of a hard coding. So instead of hard coding here, I can pass the value 10 from a parameter file. Tomorrow, if my code, if my requirement changes, instead of getting records with department 10, they ask you to change it to 20. Then I need not to touch my code. In my parameter file only, I can change from 10 to 20. Then, so I will pass the parameters here. Through the parameter file, I'll pass the values to my workflow. We
Okay,
do it in our source qualifiers. Also, this connection strings, whatever we have hard coded here, most of the hard coding will be removed in our workflows, and for everything we use the parameter file to pass the values. This connection strings will pass it in our parameter file. If my source file, in my source file, the path and all what I have given here, path, file name, even these things will pass it through the parameter file. So whatever hard coding is there, we try to remove those hard codings and have all those values passed to the parameter.
okay. I think they have given connections in the parameter file.
Yeah, most of the time. So it's very common everywhere. We never do this hard coding.
Okay,
They do it if it's a very simple one, but where they see that things might change frequently, they try to pass it through a parameter. We'll see it going forward.
okay. And
Okay.
one small thing, like they are using something like two sources, two kind of sources. One is from cloud, and one is from table. Table we discussed. That is, I am able to identify. One is they are telling something like cloud, and that they are not recording. It seems they told in the table whatever, like it is run, success, failed, something like that. But whatever the table they are sending to data, they are storing. It is ran at today this much time at this point of time. Something history of when it ran the data, or I didn't understand that part actually. Like first they insert and they are then only they are able to running something like that. It is.
No, I didn't get. You just get the requirement. We'll check it. We'll see. So
It's
I think if they are getting from cloud also, from cloud they might be generating some flat file or something. Then you might be using, or you might be connecting through some web service or something. Just get the details correctly, then we can see. We have 1 minute left out. We might disconnect anytime. Okay.
okay.
So tomorrow we will take off, guys. Practice at your end. Jai, I recommend you to go through the videos. It will really help you. Okay. And everyone else also.
Okay.
And practice at your end, guys. Practice at your end. We'll connect again on Sunday. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
And someone share me the recordings in the group. link, upload it to WeTransfer and share the link in the group, please, so that everyone can use it.